Hi Tracy, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Yeah, I'm so good. I'm so fine, and it's nice to see you. Um, can you can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the project we have been working on to help the refugees from Congo in Uganda?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you and say thank you for the support that you've given us as a representative in humanity and also to the refugees. Without you, we could not have made it. I'm really grateful and uh, thank you for that energy. Keep on doing good things for the community. It's a good way to show love. My name is
Yeah, welcome.
Tracey.
We are doing it together.
I'm a humanist, and as a humanist, we emphasize on. My name is Tracy. I'm from Kenya, and as a humanist, we emphasize on personal transformation and social change and nonviolent approach to build a more just and equitable world. And that's why we were concerned about the refugees in Congo. In my last video, I was telling you about the registration that we were doing, and we were identifying the refugees that had fled from Bukavu, Goma, and Kivu. So we had registered 3,000 people, and I came back to you and I was requesting if there was a way that you can help us take them to Nakivale camp where they will get the registration. So on the 25th of March 2025, me, my team, and other volunteers, we were able to travel at night from Kampala to Nakivale. So, and we had 16 refugees that were adults. Kids were not counted because the kids are not counted. They only count adults from 18 and above. So we headed to Nakivale camp, and the refugees were able to be provided for transport to and fro. Uh, Food was also catered for, and accommodation was paid for. And on the 26th, we reached the camp at 10. We were received by the commandant in charge of the refugees in Uganda. We also had a church that welcomed us, and the men were given an accommodation there because we could not put men and women together to sleep together for accommodation. So men slept in a church. And then we also had the Nakivale refugees that were there before. So they also welcomed us. And we also have so many organizations that volunteered. We had President for the Refugees in Congo. Uh, we also have Compassion Network for vulnerable people. We had ESWA from Kenya. We had doctors, counselors from Uganda. We had volunteers both in Kenya and Uganda. The registration took 2 weeks. It was not too easy to go through because we faced a lot of challenges. So in the process, we waited for the registration to take place, and it took 2 weeks. So in those 2 weeks, because we didn't want to make the place board, we came up with ideas. We wrote emails, and we also visited some offices that we wanted to join and to partner with. We wrote emails and visited most offices like Red Cross, UNHCR, Jesuits for Refugees, Icelandic Embassy, Norwegian Refugee Council, AHA, and so many other organizations that we thought that we could work together and help the refugees get the asylum seeker. Then we launched also a Me Too revolution for the refugee women, both in Kivale camp, the new ones and the ones that were we had gone with them to seek asylum seeker. The reason why we launched the Me Too is because so many women are passing through gender-based violence in camps, and nobody's speaking about it. So we wanted them to come, speak out, tell their stories, and also uh, be encouraged that there are people who care for them, and uh, we do not accept violence. So after that, we also had medical assistance and medical camps that we did during the 2 weeks while we were waiting for the asylum seeker. And counselors and doctors really did a good job that time. Also, we took some women that were having sexual transmitted diseases to hospital because it had gone so intense. There was also a 7-year-old girl that was was I don't know how to say it. She was raped, and the mother also was raped, and they all had sexual transmitted diseases. So we had to take them to the hospital. So we paid some bills for them. We also had counselors who took care of traumatized children in the camp and adults. And in every morning, us as humanists, we have something called internal and external work. We work in us and outside us. So we were doing with the women every morning and every evening. So humanist does not promote violence. So we are against gender-based violence. That is why we were doing the external and internal exercises. And also the Me Too that we launched, the idea was brought up by Ragnar Svensson from Iceland. And it really helps. It's like a therapy because women speak up, they speak what they've gone through, and then they share and they stand up and say, me too, I was violated like that. And then we collect their stories. Some some share with us what they've gone through. So we write their stories and we share with other same women that have been violated. It might not be in Uganda or Congo, but all over the world. And through this, we see that if somebody was betrayed, had trauma, had sexual abuse, their children, all those trauma, it softens their heart. And also in the camp, we had so many challenges, as I said. Most of the women, they were crying that their children were being trafficked. Like you have your children today, when you wake up in the morning, your child is gone. So there were so many people who came up in Me Too and they were crying that their children were being trafficked. So they really needed the external and internal work exercises. Then there was also unwanted pregnancy, there was domestic abuse because most of them they get to relationships there between themselves, the refugees, and because they don't have all that it takes, they end up having abusive marriage, being abandoned. And so women there really, really, really go through a hard time. We educated them on their rights also. As an activist, that's my part. And then we also did a concert where we engaged Kenya, Uganda, and Congo, and we promoted peace among us. We created a humanist boxing club, a music and a dance club, and also we leased a land for the refugees for 1 year so that they can plant seasonal crops, which can help them to have food. Because it's not easy there being a refugee and you're in a foreign land. And also the money that they get, some of them that have already gotten the asylum seeker is not enough. So we worked together in the farm. We planted beans, maize, sweet potatoes, and various vegetables, um, so that we show them how to make their own food and how to plant their own food. And as the best that the humanists could have done, is just to lease for them a land that can help them with their children. Then we also paid rent for them because you see in Akivale camp, people sleep outside, majority. Some have tents, some don't have. And there are so many there. So we had to rent for 6 families that were really, really, really having vulnerable cases like rape cases. Like that kid that I told you, the mother was raped and the kid was raped and they were sick. We had to look for them a house to stay. And in the long run, we had a successful story because we got the asylum seeker document, which we waited patiently. And most people thought that it could not be possible. But at the end of the channel or the tunnel, we found the asylum seeker document. And what do I mean by asylum seeker document? For all those people that helped us, thanks to Ragnar and all the people that were behind this, the asylum seeker helps them first. If they get, you become a refugee that is known in that country. Because if you don't have the document, you're a stranger. Nobody knows you. So, and also it helps you to walk freely with no arrest. So many refugees have been arrested in Kampala because they don't have the asylum seeker document. You can be able to rent a house because now you have an identity. You can be able to do business and take your kids to school. Also, you can go and learn. You can go and learn in school. Like most Congolese, they need to learn English because they only know Lingala and French and a little bit of Swahili. Then also the parents and the kids now are able to get medical assistance from the public hospital. So and the asylum seeker also helps them to get food every month and also a little bit of cash that can support them. So this was one of the successful stories that I wanted to share with you. And in total, we used 2,050 euros in dollars is 2,330, and it's in Icelandic we use 297 536 532 Icelandic krona. Have I said correctly?
You said two, how much?
So
290?
297
Oh, okay. 1,000. Yeah.
532.64. Yeah, Icelandic krona. So that is dollars 2,330 dollars. Yeah. So and in Kenyan shillings we use 300 3,000 300,008. Let me just finish there. So I want to
It's
finish with this while I'm urging you people to come in and support us. We take the second lot because we still have 2,800 people that we need to take for registration for the asylum seeker. And we are asking you if you can really support us, we take the second lot. And we will really appreciate. And when you make someone smile, it touches the heart of God. And there is this saying that once weapons were manufactured to fight wars. That was what weapons were manufactured to. But nowadays, now wars are manufactured to sell weapons. I repeat again, Once weapons were manufactured to fight wars, but now wars are manufactured to sell weapons. Whatever you do with that information is for your own good. But remember that we are humanists and we stand for peace and nonviolence. And we want you to come and support us also to take the next troop for the documentation. Let them have the asylum seeker, and we are only asking for $60 per head. If you pay $60 per head, you'll be standing with a refugee from Democratic Republic of Congo. And that refugee will be able to live a better life that will be peaceful than without a document. So please, again, I ask, help us take the next troop to Nakivale camp to get the asylum seeker document. And thank you, Wagner, for your support. Thank you, volunteers and all the humanists that have been behind this, especially you, Wagner. Thank you very much. And that is what I can say for now. I don't know if I've left anything, but I think I've tried.
You're amazing, Tracey.
Eh?
You and your team really did amazing job there, and you managed to succeed the challenge because you had a lot of challenges on the way. Thank you so much. I will
Yeah.
stop now.
You're welcome.